Okay, so Russell Wilson, drafted one spot ahead of Nick Foles, takes Kenny Pickett's job in Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett ends up on the Eagles. Grew up an Eagles fan, right? Now, coach thinks Kenny Pickett is just a distraction from Tanner McKee. Sincerely, I think it would be weird that they showed you Tanner McKee more recently than go back to Kenny Pickett. Seems like they've programmed you to like Tanner, but maybe coach is wrong there. I will say, coach's Steeler friends were like baffled when they got rid of Kenny Pickett. They thought he was the only decent quarterback on the roster, although they weren't exactly in love with him, right? But they certainly thought he was better than Mason Rudolph, etc. Now, coach has to get his wisdom teeth removed in the morning, so I'm gonna have to be taking some time off through no choice of my own, unfortunately. But should be back hopefully within a couple days of the Super Bowl. I will still be posting, just not videos, and I have plenty of books to read. I made it halfway through Fearless, even though I had to work all day. So it's the Doug Peterson one, so hopefully we'll have that finished up soon and many more. Won't have to be working, so at least have time to read and hopefully play a little catch up there. Even though I'll be making videos, have lots of good stuff to bring to you now. Just minor good stuff now. Doug Peterson was assistant coach for the Chiefs before he went to Philly, and he got the RPO from Alex Smith. So I thought that was interesting. So it all comes full circle. Alex Smith with the Redskins connection, etc. Now, this book, Tales from Cleveland Cavaliers Locker Room, written by Roger Gordon, look forward by Austin Carr. Isn't that interesting? So, coaches had Gordon flagged. So that led coach to Roger Heim, Gordon Wasson. Isn't it very weird, like how coach always ends up kind of in the places we would expect, just with no knowledge that we'd actually get there, like the MK stuff. Coach didn't know those dudes' names were Allen or anything like that. He just started seeing these names pop up too much. And I was like, I'll bet it's going to go back somewhere like that. And then sure enough, it absolutely did. So this, psychedelic mushrooms. This guy worked at J.P. Morgan. It's the same, so CIA doing stuff with the shrooms. Let's see. Paired up with Roger Heim. Isn't that interesting? That's so weird. Like, what the fuck, man? It's isn't crazy, right? So, Roger Heim. Let's see. Coach gets weirdly lucky if he's crazy. But look, Paris. Like, doesn't it just always get weirder? What the fuck? dude's from Paris. Went to the University of Paris. Died at 79 in 1979. So, there's that. Won the Darwin Award. Let's see. Professor Louis Mangan. It's just always something. So, Coach Solo spent too much time on this. He just thought it was very interesting. There's probably a lot here to know. So, Coach saw this thing, Elysian Mysteries. So it's some Greek cultish shit. And they use psychedelics, and it's all about mystic knowledge, etc. And look, Thomas Taylor was the first guy to translate the complete works of Aristotle and Plato. Isn't that weird? It's so weird. Hellenism, let's see. Coach sauce, but like you said, we'll just kind of whatever. Screw all this. So, have you asked yourself this question today? Are Shmews the problem, or are you the problem? Coach isn't going to wager on that. Let's see. Of course, our boy Charles Jimmy Kirk is flagged, but he's boring, so we're not spending any time on him. Let's see. UNC. This was a team that, Coach would be afraid of, but he just doesn't think they're good enough to worry about it all, personally. Not this year, at least. There's nothing special, but they've had a ton of close losses and close wins. It's crazy. They have had an exciting season. So I'll give them that. Like, the amount of one basket wins and losses is insane. But, I mean, we just beat them. I just don't see it. They're just uninspiring to me. Like, they've had close losses. Like, one close loss to, what was it, Kansas? I think they fought really hard. Hold on, where would that be? It'd have to be, like, right here. Look at the Kansas one on here. I could have sworn they battled Kansas, or maybe I'm crazy. Anyways, we'd whoop their ass. Coach ain't scared of UNC, although he did buy a book, so I guess he's a little bit scared. But anyway, here are the top 25 teams. So, of course, Coach's Stanford Cardinal is 15-6. He is very, very pleased with that start. Much better than the 17th out of 18th they predicted we would start. So the fact that we're even in any sort of conversation is awesome. We've won 6 of our last 7. And then, so these are teams that have definitively had a better season than us so far. Everybody on this list for sure. Auburn, Duke, Iowa State, Alabama, Florida, Houston, all respectable teams. Iowa State's kind of a what the fuck in Coach's opinion, but whatever. Michigan State at number 7 is the first one that's even remotely scary to coach. That was actually the very, very first team he had flagged this year, even before Indiana. He just kind of forgot about them, but he read some like fluff piece thing about Bill Self, and it got him thinking, oh yeah, Michigan State and the Lions, that could be a thing. So that's, of the top 7, that would be Coach's team of concern. We want to keep an eye on them. And then, you know, we're mildly worried about Tennessee, not as much as Michigan State. Kansas we're more worried about than either of the other two mentioned so far, right, with all the Lawrence stuff, but we could easily just see them winning it next year. But Coach thinks it could very well be something like, you know, so we had Ohio State already, and then Eagles with Lakers, you know, and then, of course, Maple Leafs, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Coach's favoring the Bucks, but just saying, like, it could be Lakers, right? You know, so just be thinking like that. And then, let's see. That's it for that list. Although it seems like St. John's maybe getting a little bit disrespected. We'll see. Oregon's a weird one. Wisconsin's a weird one. This is, look at that. Look at that. What the fuck is going on there? Memphis and Missouri, are they both MU or UM too, and they're both like Tigers or whatever, and they're ranked right next to each other? With all this Tiger shit going on. Isn't that weird? It's like the exact same mascot, isn't it? Gotta both be the Tigers. Alrighty. And then, let's see. UConn would be the last one the list Coach is worried about because of the Husky thing. Let's see, they got a palindrome thing going on there too with the 131. Let's see, others receiving votes. Michigan, a little scary, of course. Clemson, you know, Tiger thing, sure. VCU, Coach just likes them. He's not saying anything like to worry about them. He's just excited they're on that list because he's in Virginia. And then UCLA getting 1 vote. So that's interesting. A Delaware Eagles fan got a Taylor Swift kiss. She's never going to wash her face again. So, Coach, that's all you need to know about that. Oh, yeah, so Jason Kelsey has an ESPN late night show. So that's nice for us. Isn't it interesting? It's not that interesting, but it's at least something for us. Although the Eagles have lost back-to-back Super Bowls before, one thing they've never done is lose to the same team twice. And Coach actually thinks we're going to get that Oakland one back at some point. Maybe they'll move back to Oakland, who knows. But we'll get the Raiders and beat their ass, hopefully. Coach thinks this guy on the Ravens looks like Ryan Day. Just throwing that out there. And then, isn't it weird that Coach told you that Samuel L. Jackson and Lamar Jackson are the same person? And now there's a meme going around that Lamar Jackson's dressing like Frozone. So there's that. And let's see. Yep, so that's all Coach has for you. Appreciate you. Hopefully we'll get back into the groove sooner than later. I don't want to be out too much later than like Wednesday or something.